The U.S. Navy once used sharks as weapons. This is Unimportant.
Guaranteed to not change your life. This is the Unimportant Podcast.
Welcome to the Unimportant Podcast. My name is Joe Bob. That is Anthony. Today we're discussing weaponizing sharks.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if there's any animal that I would weaponize, it would probably
be a shark.
Be a shark.
What animal would make a better weapon than a shark?
I would say bear. Honestly, moose. A moose would probably make a better
I think they're the most dangerous animal in the world.
They're one of them. One of them. You'd think people are deathly afraid of sharks. More people, I think there's 5 people worldwide that get killed by sharks every single year.
It's true.
There's a ton more that get killed by cattle.
I think where the sharks have a major advantage is a shark versus a human has to occur in water.
Yeah.
And humans are not very capable in water.
No, they're not. But also, it's very easy to avoid all possibility of a shark attack.
Stay out of the ocean.
Today alone, I can guarantee with 100% certainty that I will not get attacked by a shark. Unless a crazy turn of events takes place.
Okay, to the weaponized sharks. So this lady named Mary Roach, who is a science writer.
Okay.
I don't really know what that means, but I think she kind of researches science stuff and writes about it.
Oh, kind of like exactly what we do, because we are scientific and very methodical about how we go about curating our facts for this show.
Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so she was doing research about something and basically discovered that the Navy ran an experiment from 1958 to 1971. Their goal was, and I quote, this is the Navy's quote.
I think I know where this is going.
The purpose was to, quote, convert the shark into a remote-controlled torpedo that could ram a ship while carrying a load of explosives.
Is this a live shark, or are they disguising a torpedo as a shark?
No, like a real animal.
And somebody thought that would work?
So the Navy's plan was basically to turn sharks into a magical, maneuverable torpedo using a headgear that would deliver shocks to steer the sharks toward enemy targets. What I can't figure out is why didn't they just make torpedoes? Hey, we got this thing that works great. Let's try to make a shark work at it. I don't understand.
But I think too, that's not the worst idea.
My guess would be that.
I mean, especially if they figured out, what parts of the brain / head of the shark trigger fin motions, or they said, they sent an electrical shock to the shark's right, which made it turn left because there's something.
It.
And
my guess would be they would do that because, a torpedo coming at a submarine or a ship, whatever, obviously, big warning flag. A shark,
totally.
There's probably all kinds of sharks.
Oh, yeah.
And you can probably get very close before the ship notices, there's something wrong about this shark.
What I thought earlier is you were talking about let's just say some naval training facility of a country that we're not in the best terms with has divers in the water, and we go and secretly release 100 sharks.
That would be way cooler.
Not for
the divers, but
maybe that's what we did in Britain. Maybe that was a covert mission of the United States where we, the thing you just did about the sharks getting blown up.
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder.
Anyways, in the end, the project failed.
No.
Get this. Basically because the sharks wouldn't cooperate.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that the wild animal who's never been tamed before, it's not like sharks are like dogs where there's several dogs who know lots of commands and can do things.
It's that you can probably train a wolf.
Nobody's ever trained a shark before ever in the history of mankind.
So here's another brilliant quote from the actual Navy report. We were repeatedly impressed with a shark's inability to respond to prolonged electrical stimulation. The Navy also investigated other animals, but found other options to be, and I quote, surprisingly limited.
I wonder what the reason for using specifically sharks. Because again, now I'm not a proponent of exploding animals. That's just I want to get that clear and in the air.
So the report actually talks about that, why they selected sharks.
Well, but
get this. Guess why?
Why?
They found that sharks were the least likely animal to get eaten along the way.
Oh, that actually makes sense.
If you just used fish, the sharks would eat them on the way to the ship.
Well, I was thinking dolphins, right? Dolphins are very smart creatures. What I mean, I would probably be more able to train a dolphin than I would be a shark.
Well, that's so dolphins, I guess, actually typically stay much closer to land than sharks do.
Got it. So if you're talking about open water,
a lot of species of sharks actually spend a lot of time like hundreds of miles off or more, like way out in the middle of the ocean. Whereas dolphins, from what I could tell, typically spend more time closer to land.
Which is why they didn't use dolphins.
So the final report, which was dated June 16th, 1971, said,
this is in the 70s?
And again, I quote, it was just too good. We have serious reservations concerning the suitability of a shark as a vehicle for common guidance or for transporting a payload any distance.
I can't use a giraffe as a school bus.
It took the Navy 13 years to figure this out.
I wish there was, I'm sure it's not disclosed, but I wonder what the taxpayer money spent on that was.
Good Lord. That actually might be important.
That's probably somebody's entire career they made out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Their entire career was testing or whether or not we could use sharks as torpedoes.
This is important.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of the podcast. If you want to make a difference and change the world, probably listen to something else.